Thank you, Madam Speaker. I was in Brandon recently and visited the 7th Street Health Access Clinic. It's an amazing facility that provides community resources, everything from kitchen and laundry facilities to tax preparation, job search, and public health. And one of the things they do very well is harm reduction. Now, let's be clear, harm reduction is not about saying it's okay for somebody to use dangerous drugs. It's because we all know that it's dangerous for people to be putting poison in their bodies, but that does not mean we should deny their humanity or do nothing to lessen their suffering. Harm reduction is about disease and death reduction. And I spoke with a nurse at the clinic who told me she packed a meter of gauze into an infection in a user's arm because they'd used tap water to clean a needle. A nursing student told me a single harm reduction kit from the clinic costs about $1.25, and it can prevent a case of endocarditis, which is an infection of the heart, which can cost $8 million to treat. The fact that harm reduction saves lives should be enough. It can also prevent massive healthcare costs. Will the Premier and the Health Minister make Manitoba harm reduction a priority?
The Honourable First Minister.
We have, and we continue to, Madam Speaker, and the very site the member toured is one where a RAM clinic is installed.
That's right.
So congratulations to our Minister and our government for actually acting to make sure that the appropriate facilities are there besides having munchies available, Madam Speaker. The fact remains that we have doubled the number of women's treatment beds. We have made investments in RAM clinics, significant investments. We're the first jurisdiction in Canada to sanction the use of olanzapine by paras to treat agitated patients. We're making major efforts and taking major steps. So the member from St. John's trying to make this into a partisan issue is just frankly despicable, Madam Speaker, and doesn't work to help achieve the results that we all want to achieve in this province, and we should be working together on this, not trying to score political points as the member opposite is committed to doing.
The Honourable Leader of the Second Opposition on a supplementary question.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. There's also been a huge spike in cases of STIs and bloodborne diseases associated with meth use. I toured the J.C. Wilkes Laboratory last week, where their Manitoba doctors and researchers are doing incredible work that's having impact all around the world, especially in HIV, which also has impacts in Canada. They're concerned because we're seeing an increase in STIs, and as they put it, those STIs can power HIV transmission. And there's also concern that people are contracting HIV because they are using meth. The measures this government has put in place don't scratch the surface of what is actually required. This government somehow found money to advertise the PST and for a Jets whiteout party. Will this government commit to immediately launching a public awareness campaign on the dangers of meth and IV drug use?
The Honourable First Minister.
Yeah, that's in the curriculum right now in high schools. It's worth considering actually beefing it up, I suppose, Madam Speaker. But the member, again, this is the point. The point is we're making millions of dollars of additional investment on this issue. We continue to. We're open to the ideas others present. We'd prefer they be presented in the spirit of cooperation and in a constructive manner, Madam Speaker. That doesn't appear to be happening with some of the members here. But I do appreciate the members' comments and suggestions, and we continue to act responsively and responsibly in respect of giving people the chance not just to get drugs, Madam Speaker, as some would advocate, but to get off drugs.
The Honourable Leader of the Second Opposition on a final supplementary.
Madam Speaker, our constituents are telling us they're frightened by drug-fueled violence in our communities. We're losing lives, we're losing souls to drugs in our communities across Manitoba. Some of the violence is being driven by gangs, some of the property crime is being driven by people with addictions. But the waiting lists for treatment take months, and for many, treatment is catch and release. Will this government use some of the $40 million a year they're going to be getting from the federal government, especially for mental health care and home care, to create stabilization units in Winnipeg and Brandon to get people with addictions off the street and safe so they can get treatment and not be a danger to themselves and others?
The Honourable First Minister. Well, Madam Speaker, we've taken a number of progressive steps. We're working with a tripartite study group right now to look for even more ideas. We believe very strongly that a warm hand and a warm cup of coffee is better than a cold needle. And we do believe that a road to recovery is what people deserve and what they want, not a treadmill to tragedy. So I would say we'll continue to work very diligently on these issues, and I would encourage the member, if he has progressive and constructive ideas, to bring them forward.